Alright guys, so we've got something pretty cool to show you, something I'm a little bit proud of. I've never really had one before. We did get a world record lap time. I've never been much for chasing leaderboards or whatever, but this game, before we get into it, this isn't the track that we did it on, but before we get into the lap, I want to show you, because it really isn't as simple as we got the world record lap time. Of course it isn't, right? It's kind of an interesting story, I guess, but before we get to that, I do want to say that this game, TrackDayR, we've already said it a few times, but the game is so much better than I thought it was going to be. When I first played the game, I jumped into the Supercross and thought the third person wasn't very good, but the first person was pretty fun. The game was surprising at how fun it really was in the beginning, but it wasn't very polished, and it felt like they were selling the game as a street bike game mostly. But lately, their patches and updates and fixes have been adding motocross tracks, changing the physics, adding bikes and sounds to the dirt bikes. Like, they've really been putting in the time to make the dirt bike side of the game great. And for right now, at least, the game feels like the developers are more concerned about the dirt bike side, which is great, which is why we also said don't sleep on this motocross game, because it is really, really good. But this is the track we did the world record lap time on. This is the vet track, one of the new tracks that they added in the update. I didn't show you in the last video because I forgot to, and well, here you see it. So I do have 2 laps here to show you that are decent. They're not mega fast or anything, they're just decent laps on the track. And the reason I want to show you is because the world record lap we have is number 1, but technically there is a lap faster than what we have, but it's a bogus lap time. So this part of the track that we're hitting right now, where we went down and then we come back and hit this big step up double before we jump back down, remember that part of the track, because that's very, 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 very important when I show you why the number 1 lap time on this track in this game is not legitimate at all. So the problem with this track, and maybe the game, I don't really know. This is the only track that I ever tried to do a fast lap on. The track kind of has a problem with allowing the player to cut the track pretty bad. You can go around the jumps, you can, ride around a good part of the track, never hitting any jumps, which obviously would be faster, but there is a major cut line, cheater line you can take to shave off like 10 or more seconds on your lap. So we will show you, and unfortunately, when I show you, I was following the number 1 lap because I was curious, what was he doing to be 10 seconds faster than anybody else? And when I was doing it, I wasn't thinking, and I finished behind him. So unfortunately, it did capture my lap time, but I really honestly didn't mean for that to happen. So I went back and did a lap again to show you that we did legitimately get the, number 1 quote lap time. And we're going to show you right here. So this is the lap that is number 1. Technically, this is number 1, but if you count this lap, you're out of your mind. This is, a little bit of cutting, whatever. He kind of rides off the track here, skips the whoops a bit, the rollers, fine. I don't have a problem with that, because most of the laps that were pretty fast on this track were cutting the track somewhere a bit, or, using an exploit, whatever. But see, you go down, hit the 180, come back, hit the step-up double. This player cuts that entire part of the track. They ride around off the track. They don't even hit the jumps at the end here. They just go past them. So this lap is bogus. This is not the fastest lap in the world on this track. You cannot count it. It is so cheater. Big mega cheater. But this is the lap that we set that, in my opinion, is the world record lap. It is a legit lap, and the previous world record holder was Kevin Bacon. Excuse me, Kevin Bacon. He had a 103.714, and we legit beat him. Now, I did turn a 103.6 something, and I didn't show that one because we did, at the very end, we kind of, like, didn't get turned for the corner, and then I kind of missed the jump, so I felt like it was a bit too much of a cheater line, so I didn't show that one, but we did beat it there. This one is way better, and I was more confident about this lap time we had. So yeah, I mean, the only part that is really bad, and everybody was doing it, is just full sending this first jump on the back here, kind of casing into the second one, and you had to get a really good bounce to make it work, otherwise, you know, it was weird. We do kind of miss the face of the jump there, but overall, I mean, like I said, all the fastest times on this track had something they were doing. I feel a bit bad. We kind of missed the finish there, but, you know, for the most part, it wouldn't have mattered. We still would have beat a 103.714, and we turned a 103.069. So, world record, not counting the mega cheating lap that I showed you. And you know what I want them to do? I mean, I'm really proud of that lap. I love this game. I'm having a blast playing it. It's the motocross game of my choice right now, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. I know they're still working on it and updating, and the biggest problem right now, in my opinion, is the third person. The third person is better. It's way better. The physics are better. The whips are better, even if it doesn't feel like you can throw huge whips, but third person right now, some of the animations they have are a bit weird, and third person, it feels really slow compared to first person. So, I mean, first person is just superior in this game, in my opinion, but hopefully they keep working on the third person and it gets better for people that don't like the first person. But the first person is super fun. It's so good in this game. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, what I hope they do is fix that track cut, that mega track cut, and any other track cuts that might be for the leaderboards, and reset the times. I mean, I'm completely fine with them resetting times and fixing some of the track cuts and tightening up the, you know, where out of bounds would be, so you can't like mega cut the track and ride around all the jumps and, you know, cut where that one player did. I really wish they would fix that and reset the leaderboards and make everybody have a fair shot at it again. I'm completely fine with them resetting mine, because the one that the game recognized isn't even the one I showed you. It's a cheater one, because I ended up following him. So disappointed in myself for not stopping earlier, but I wanted to show you what was happening, because that's ridiculous and that shouldn't be a thing. And I mean, just because you want to have the world record lap time, you're willing to cheat your way to do it. I mean, I just think it's, I don't know, I just think it's dumb. I mean, it isn't the world time. I mean, the player's probably a really good dude, but I mean, it shouldn't count. That shouldn't be a thing, and I hope the devs are aware of it and can fix it and reset the times, because that's not, you know, for some players, that's their favorite part of these games, is trying to get really fast laps and beat world records or hold world record times or whatever. But yeah, here at the end, I wanted to show you a bit of third person because some people prefer it, but it does feel a lot slower, and I don't know, just, it's okay, it's better, but for sure it does need some work. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I've never had a #1 world record time before. This is my first one. Not too many people, I get it, the game isn't huge, but still pretty proud of it. I'm sure it'll get beat eventually, and whatever. I could see people turning a 1 minute flat if they get really good at the game, but for right now, we Yours truly turned the #1 world record lap time on the vet track in the 254 stroke and I believe 125 two-stroke class. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot, and until the next video, take it easy.